Hello everyone, this is I. Today I'd like to show you how to make this bracelet here, and this is the Beholder bracelet. And the last bracelet is called the Beloved, and that's to show you a stitch that I use often to make my scrolling item, and this is also to show you a stitch that I use often to make my scrolling items. Okay, and I made this bracelet last night, and you can see here, I'll show you my experimental piece. I started, I use the Beloved as a base to create this design. So I'm just trying to figure out a simple way to just show you how you can twist the band and fold them in layers to expand your design. And because my scrolling item usually have a beads in it or somewhere, so the design usually a lot bigger, but you can create your bead design and put this folding stitch in there. So it's all up to your imagination how you want to make this, okay? This is just to show you what you can make. So you can make it a lot more complicated. And this one here is have a few more bands than yeah, it's very busy looking little design here. And when you get to intermediate and advanced scrolling item design, the design will requires you to use really thick bands. So I recommend Rainbow Loom 300 packs and the limited edition band because they hold their shape a lot better. And when you're starting to build a bigger design, if you use the softer bands, your design will get squashed. Is there? Let me see. I'll show you. Like those bands, like the band in there is getting squashed because this is the metallic bands, and in there are the glitter bands, and they don't hold a shape as well as the LE bands or the 300 packs, the Persian 300 or medieval 300. So they will get squashed. Your design will get you'll get a bit squashed. So I don't know. I started, when I started the scrolling design, I wanted to be like, when I started the tutorial, I wanted to show you in just normal opaque band, but I realized that up to a point you can't use opaques anymore. Like my scrolling items, when it got to the newer design that I made, I can't use opaque bands to make them anymore. So I just have to demonstrate this with the stronger bands. So here you go, and this is the Beholder, and this is made with the Persian bands, and there is also a limited edition band in there as well, and they hold their shape really well and they just look beautiful. Okay, this is a very simple design. What I'm trying to do is just to show you the stitch. So here we go, talking for 4.5 minutes, and now we're gonna start making the bracelet. And you will need whichever amount of color you like to have in your bracelet. So I'm gonna start with gold. I think it's gold, and with that you need 2 bands. Okay, so if you have already made the Beloved bracelet, you know this is how we start the billet bracelet. And now we'll grab the colour and go through 2 bands. Okay, and we're going to grab another band. We'll pick up the gold band here, and then we're going to slide this into those 2 bands, okay? But instead of lifting this like we did on our beloved, we're going to do this. Going to lift the other one and put those bands back on your hook and turn it, okay? Now we're going to do the same over on this side. We'll pull this through 2 bands and going to do that, and yeah, pick up the one closest to your hook, and we're going to put 1 band through 2 bands, and we're going to pick up the first colour band that we put through earlier and close. Now after this, we're going to grab another colour band and pull it through the 4 bands like we did with the beloved, okay, and lifting the 2 in the middle. And we're going to grab another blue and I'm going to pull it through the 2 bands. Okay, now we're going to put all these bands back on our hook. Give it a stretch. Okay, now you see when you are making the more advanced design, it's so much easier when you're using the round bands because you don't have to worry about which angle they're in. So if you're using the square bands, so you have to make sure they are in proper shape. They are not twisted, so your item looks neat, okay? Now, this is what we do. We're going to pull up the inside band and push it over to the next one and pull that out, okay? So it's a bit like the beloved but different. So this is what you're going to do. You fold it out, okay? Now you're going to go to the other side, turn it to the other side. Now I'm going to lift the inside band over to the next band and grab the one at the bottom, and then you slide that through and drop it. Try not to drop, try not to drop the rest of your bands as well. I've just gone out of frame, sorry again. Now after that, you are going to do this again, okay? So you're going to lift that over that band, the inside band, to the one next to it. Yeah, okay, I'll do this. Okay, and then we're going to lift that band and pull it out. Okay, there we go. We're going to turn it to the other side. I'm going to repeat that too. So you're going to lift your blue, the one on the inside, and then pick up the one at the bottom, like the second one, Okay, pull it out and dropping it to the side, down the side. Oops. Okay, now just give it a little stretch, and that's your first section finished. Okay, it's a very simple design, just to show you that little folding stitch on the side. And you can do that with a lot of bands, when you have a lot of bands stacked up together and you start folding them up. And just remember, it's all trial and error. If you fold a band out, sometime when you fold it out, the whole design will come undone because they are not linked together properly. So now I'm going to show you another one, how to make it again. So you grab a band, going through 2 bands, and now grab the band, pull it through your 2 bands, and lifting that one and close. Okay, now we turn it. And pull that through 2 bands, lifting that band, pull this band through 2 bands. Okay, and pick up the purple band and close. Give it a stretch. Now, what's the next color? I get confused. So it's blue. Now, I'm going to take that band, 2 bands off, and now we're going to go through the 4 bands. And we're going to pick up the 2 bands in the middle. Don't worry about it crossing. We'll fix it. Now grab a band and pull it through 2 bands. Now when you're doing that, pulling that band through, you are actually hanging on to all your bands here at the back, okay? So if you are not hanging on to them, when you're pulling it through, the whole thing will come undone. So now you put all your bands back. There we go. Stretch. Okay, now the first band go over the second, the inside band go through, and then you drop it to the side. Okay, and you grab that band again, put it through, pick that band up and drop it to the side. Okay, now I have to arrange this bit here. There we go. Now we're going to do the same again. Gonna pick that band up, pull it over, and pick this one up and drop it to the side. Now I'm going to turn it and pick that one up, over, drop it down the side, pick that one up and drop it down the side. Okay, whoops. So there we go. Our second section's done. Okay. Now, I'm sure it's a very easy design to make that you can continue from now on. And it's so easy to close and put a C-clip on this design, and that's it. And there we go. That's our little beholder, the beholder design. Okay, and I'm naming them the beholder and the beloved because I used to use that screen name a lot. So that's our little beholder design. I hope you like it, and I hope you get adventurous and experiment that stitch in your own design. Okay, have fun, and I'll see you next time. See ya.